One of the tools that I use when I'm coaching and advising some of my clients is the DISC assessment. It's a relatively simple assessment that is a kind of a personality test. It's similar to Myers-Briggs and a lot of the others. There are four categories, DISC. One of the things I really enjoyed about this is even though you have a certain personality profile, that doesn't mean that's the only thing that you are. We talk about the full range of experiences. For example, out of the four categories, S is my strongest. Knowing this has allowed me to recognize when I'm struggling with certain types of personalities, such as someone who's a high D. So what are those? A D is considered someone that's very dominant, directive. They're often your managers, supervisors, CEOs, the people that are the deal makers. They get things done, right? And they're very task oriented. One of my very good friends is a high D, and he's a former hockey coach. So you can imagine he was very, very successful at that. He loves blowing the whistle and telling people what to do. And yet he's a really lovely person. So don't make it seem like that's a bad thing. That's, again, one of the things I love about DISC is that it doesn't make people wrong for who they are. It's just embracing it and then finding ways to use that most effectively. When I work with D-oriented people, I now talk to them about how to shift their approach with people that might be more like me, a high S. I'm supportive and steady, and I like security. I'm very people-oriented. So if I don't feel like people are being acknowledged and taken care of, I'm going to resist that D personality. We work on both sides of that, what we call a high I. That's somebody that's a little more extroverted, often your salespeople. They're the ones that are more likely to gather everybody for a happy hour. They're great at organizing people and building relationships. And sometimes they might overlook certain details in tasks. Knowing that, we work with them on balancing it. S is supportive, C is cautious. So C is also a task-oriented personality. These are the defaults. This is what we do naturally. Doesn't mean we can't do other things. The interesting thing about the C is they're very cautious and compliant. So they're great in certain environments like law and engineering, computer programming, maybe music. There are lots of different things you'll find them in. And they tend to focus then also on a task, but with a slightly different twist than the dominant. The cautious, conforming C would rather kind of work alone and not have to be responsible for everyone, just kind of tell them what to do and they'll be fine. Again, I think this is a really great tool.